Welcome everybody to Bajerski YouTube channel. I didn't do a video this morning because quite frankly I was exhausted, and I thought I'm not going to talk about it, and through the day it gets kind of less and less vivid, and that's dreams, depending on state of mind, whether it's just the mind processing things or whether it's a lucid and vivid dream that, like, wow, what is that? And then when you kind of break down what dreams are, especially for a healer, there are a difference between a dream where you're just encountering in the physical body certain things that are happening, or whether you believe this, whether you leave the body and the body rests while you, as a conscious soul being, is working its magic in this world and in the spirit world. So it was an interesting night. Again, I wouldn't normally do this, but maybe it's something that you might, I don't know, maybe it might seem familiar to you, may not. So yesterday I just finished working with some crystals, which there's one around my neck here. It's when I say finish working on them, I put pure energy healing into them. So I sit down and meditate with them basically, and try and pull in different energies that I'm trying to attune to. So when I'd finished working on these crystals, I uploaded them onto my website, and I decided to keep one for myself just to wear and see the feeling of overnight. I used to do that with a lot of crystals when I was a full-time healer, not so much now. So I went home and had a shower, and then went to bed, put it on when I was in bed, and just started to meditate as I do, breathe in and then fall into this sleep. So when I got back here after doing all my rounds this morning, after last night's very profound sleep, I came back and wrote down what I could remember. So if I wrote it down as soon as I got up, I would have had maybe about 3 or 4 pages. But I just put bullet points, and I wrote some of them bullet points. So I'm going to give you basically what happened and what I can recall. So now I've got to tell you I'm exhausted because it was a heavy night. I came back into my body 4 times through the night, and as I woke up, it was kind of a not an abrupt wake up, but it was like, you're awake, something's just happened. There were 4 encounters that I had. 3 of them were different situations, different scenarios, different locations, and I found myself in one circumstance where I was actually inside of a man, and at that point I felt like I was the man, and I could see clearly what was about to happen, and there was going to be some kind of violence, and I kind of changed the person that I was in from about to respond to violence that was being, projected onto me, and change that and move away. I'm only giving you bullet points. It was very detailed, and I could feel everything what he was feeling, and I could influence, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to influence, so I didn't know the outcome to that. But the outcome was very good, because the man turned and walked away, and as he turned, I turned and walked away, so I could definitely feel I was in his energy. Then I woke up, went back into another kind of deep sleep, and then I found myself somewhere else in another circumstance. There were, I'd say, 2 more circumstances like that, which were quite phenomenal. And it was, all 3 of those circumstances were about helping people change their thought pattern from negative to positive. The second one was a lady who was on the edge of a something, and I could look down, and I was saying, don't do it, you don't need to do it. I kept saying, your children love you, everybody loves you. There's tears coming from my eyes, which was coming from her eyes, and then she stepped back and turned and walked, and there was grass. I just saw loads of grass. So like, I was thinking, was that a cliff or something? I don't know, but anyway. And then I'm back again. So there were another encounter which had I don't want to go into too much detail, but there was another similar encounter. But it's the fourth encounter that I'd like to talk about, which was the most profound. So the fourth encounter was not helping, but being in the presence of, I can't tell you whether it was the spirit world or whether it was the abyss, but I spoke to spirit. I didn't see spirit. It didn't feel like my mum, didn't feel like God or Jesus. It just felt like a safe environment, a safe place. And there was a conversation going. And the conversation to all of this was when I woke up and all that memory came back into me, but I felt it. There was a feeling of it. Was whatever I was communicating to the spirit world, I believe it was with regards to how to raise the vibration of the earth. What do we do now? What's going to happen? And I think I probably had a lot of questions, but what I can tell you is what I felt. What was really profound was when I woke up, I felt senses. And if I was to write them down, there would be the sense of reassurance. So I was reassured. There was a sense of flow, meaning keep going, flow. And then a sense of awareness, a greater awareness came over me in that presence. And then the last thing was, when I put it into words, it's not words, but it is. Trust the outcome. Basically, trust the plan, trust the outcome. It's all as it should be. All of those things combined together. I woke up feeling reassured. I felt today I've very much been in the flow. My awareness has been far greater. I've done some great writing there this morning, fabulous writing. Like, wow, my awareness is a lot better. I'm more calmer. I feel like I've been given something inside that I can't explain, but I feel stronger today. Even though I'm tired after what my body must have gone through, my consciousness feels light. I feel stronger, I feel more aware of everything. I'm not as worried or fearful, I'm not thinking too much, and I just feel like I feel exhausted, but I also feel fulfilled. And the feeling I got when I woke up was a sense of achievement. Now, the night before I got nothing. I haven't had that for ages, but the only difference is I wore a crystal. So at the beginning of somebody messaging me about 30 times and 50 other people saying, talk about Libyan desert. I never really got much from Libyan desert when I handled it a few times, so I was never that interested. But I decided to put Libyan desert, Tektite and Moldavite together, and I put it in a pendant, and I wore it last night. And whether it's coincidence or whether it was the pendant, I'm erring on the side of the pendant. Everything that I've just stated was, I believe, because of these three extraordinary out of this world crystals coming together as a trio. I found it fascinating. I'm very positive now. I feel a lot calmer. And I'm so glad I wore this through the night. I guess one of the things I want to say is that those that say, oh, you shouldn't wear a crystal when you go to bed, I've got to say that this was a most amazing experience. Whether we go through this experience every night is something that I would argue we do, but to be able to wake up with such vivid memory, I think may have something to do with this. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was fascinating. So I'm going to go now because there's people ringing. I've got a meeting with regards to the book. Another lady's coming on board to help us with images and stuff like that. So layouts. And that's it really. It's all I can say. It was interesting. And whether it was or wasn't this, it was interesting. But it's funny how for some reason I wanted to keep hold of this, and then for some reason I wanted to wear it when I went to bed. So yeah, there's got to be something in that, right? Moldavite has always blown me away through the night anyway, but it's always been very different. Whereas the Tektite and the Libyan desert glass together has just brought it to another level of frequency and energy, which I very much appreciate. I really appreciate it. Even though I'm exhausted, I appreciate what I got, and to know that final message of it's all as it should be, trust in your path, trust in the plan, whatever, I can use so many words, but it just means it was a smile and it's all as it should be. So maybe that's a comfort to you guys. I don't know, it might not be, but that's it. That was something I just wanted to share with you. I don't often do that, but just felt the need to do it. And that's it. I am wishing you a lovely day. I don't know if you've been to Sheep Farm to watch the video yet. Sheep Farm Studios on here, YouTube. I was I was a guest on Dominic and Christian's Sheep Farm podcast, and we did a couple of hours chat all about synchronicities, and even though my mic wasn't working properly, it still wasn't that bad. But yeah, you might want to go over and have a listen. There's some lovely stories in there that might be able to trigger something in you and awaken you to the understanding of synchronicity and what you do with it thereafter. I'm wishing you a lovely day. Thanks so much. These are on markbajerski.com now, and I'll link it below. Maybe, just maybe, you might want one. I don't know how many's left now. There was only 20, but I think there's quite a few of them gone last night. So anyway, there's one for you there. Or go to your local crystal store and ask for those 3 beautiful crystals and give it a try. Take care. Have a great day.